Hi guys, I'm out here at Dory Park again today. Brought the newly remodified Twin Ultra Stick, formerly Slow Ultra Stick, and I have made a few changes to the mounting of the motors so that they are now attached to the fuselage and the wing base, so I can put the wings away a little more easily. These propellers are not the ones that are probably going to be the ones that I keep, but they are what I had available. As you can see, the clearance between wheels and propellers is minuscule. I think it's likely that I will have some prop strikes on the testing today, but it's more of a proof of concept, and if I need to, everything's just held on by zip ties. I can move it up if I need to. So change the angles to more so just match the angle of the wing, which is not how the original slow stick motor is. But with the twin and all the extra power, I'm no longer expecting to do such high alpha flying, and so I think it makes sense to align the motors a little bit more with the direction of the wing. Testing today will tell. And without further ado, I'm gonna get this thing a little taxiing and see if she feels good enough to fly. It's a little bit breezier out here today than the last couple days I've been out testing. Hopefully that won't be a bad thing for us. I hope the wind doesn't affect the audio too badly. We shall see. Tail heavy. Real tail heavy. This is more of a hovering machine, it looks like. We've got a cross breeze, so in order to get this back down, I'm going to make a straight into wind approach. It's not very fun to fly right now. I think I'll land on the grass to reduce the chances of damage. Alright. Think I can taxi over that bridge? Let's find out. What could go wrong? Okay, that could go wrong. Be right back. Alright, luckily with the new configuration that I have, really allows for a decent amount of adjustment for that battery, and I've got some room to move it forward pretty easily. So I'm going to do that and see where we land. Alright, it's reading very nose heavy according to the factory markings, but hard to know what to go on because this isn't a factory airplane anymore. Alright, taking off again. Definitely not as tail heavy, but still wants to do that climb. Makes me wonder if messed up with the motor angle thing that I was talking about, and maybe I was wrong. It's controllable though. funky. I will say it's more predictable than the first day, and maybe even a little better than the second day. I'm gonna try to dial it in a little bit more with some trim. Although it's kind of hard to know what to do. There's a lot going on. All right, we're getting there. Definitely like having the motors mounted to the fuselage instead of to the wings. It really makes transporting a little bit simpler. For those of you eagle eyes out there, I cut a ruler, just a little piece of ruler there, to make my attachment points for the motors and the motor mounts. And you know, it's a little bit of flex in it. You can kind of see that, but it's stiff enough for this plane, I would say. And yeah, I'm gonna fly a little bit more. A lot of power. That's nice. I bet if I had better skills, this thing would be a hover machine. This is total power off descent. Gotta keep the power in a little bit before you get near the ground. That sink rate will increase kind of suddenly. There's the top strike that I was talking about. I think it hit the tire. Thing sounds really cool. Power there. Loves a stall turn with that differential thrust. It really whips it around. Start playing around with some higher power maneuvering. Looks like we're in a good spot. Sounds a little less cool to me. Probably the fact that I've got mismatched propellers. They're the same size and pitch and everything, but they're different propeller tip shapes, and that could be throwing the balances off. I think one of them is a little thicker. So yeah, not the best testing bed, to be honest, as far as eliminating factors, but it's what I got to work with today, and I'd rather fly than not fly. To be honest, a windy day is not the best day to do testing on something like this, where it's really hard to tell how much of the difficulty tracking straight is due to the wind inputs versus the actual airplane design. But again, work with what we got. We got another flight in this battery, I'd say. Small full scale overhead somewhere nearby, so it'll stay nice and low. We are pretty close to an airport, so got to stay under 100 feet in this airspace, which I'm doing my best to estimate, although I don't have an altimeter, so kind of makes that a little challenging, but eyeballing it, better safe than sorry, just staying a little lower than